Welcome to Birdseeds. As always, thank you so much for listening. It's December already. How wild is that? It's a couple weeks away from celebrating holidays. I also want to start off, had every intention to do a Thanksgiving episode. Family time got away from me, took priority there, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. But I do want to express my gratitude to you all for being here with me. Everybody in my life, really appreciate all the support and listening and caring and all those things. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I read an article today that really kind of motivated me. And something that I sort of have always noticed about myself. It's always nice when you can see something that's like, you think it's unique to you, but then you realize, oh, wait, there are other people like this. Yellow's Downlows for me was huge to find out, oh, there is a name for this. And man, there's other people that have it. And wow, they have it a lot worse than I do. There's something about and it feels like it's only you, that just feels like you're soloed out, you're lonely, you're fighting your own battles, nobody understands. So it's really nice just to kind of have the comfort of knowing that, yeah, we have our own journeys, but it's not totally to you. And then the gratitude of realizing, man, it could be so much worse because it feels so bad. As a reminder, Ehlers-Danlos, hyperconnective. It's a connective tissue disorder, hyperflexibility, if you will. It leads to chronic pain, joint instability, things like that. Lots of other, comorbidities and side effects that come from that. And since I've figured that out, I've gotten so much better, understand what it is. I've been able to do lots of different treatments and therapies to make sure I'm moving in the right direction. And yes, I still suffer from chronic pain, but it's nowhere near like it used to be. So gratitude for that. But one of the things I noticed about myself was that I always very quickly celebrate the wins. I give myself the celebration on the wins. I acknowledge it, but it's very fleeting. And then I immediately go to all the what ifs, all the could have beens, all the negatives. Man, if that conversation had gone this way, this outcome could have been better. If I had made this phone call, this outcome would have been better. And I overanalyze everything. And I wind up focusing on all the negatives, not the fact that the positive, that I did make that phone call, that I did say the right thing, that I did do this or did do that. And the outcome was success. Again, I celebrate it. I give myself that fleeting moment, but I sort of subconsciously go right back to those negatives. Article popped up. I always read on my iPhone. Chrome, loads up, and there's a whole bunch of articles. I usually go through those once or twice a day and just get some knowledge, get some, interesting stuff. And this one was from Forbes, and it was 3 reasons your brain clings to negative thoughts by a psychologist. It immediately grabbed my attention because, man, I cling to those negative thoughts. And again, it's just rewarding, comforting to know that, man, it isn't just me, right? And there's a scientific reason behind it, and it makes total sense. And it's all about evolution, right? So the very general synopsis is we are bred to look for negatives because those things keep us alive. We're not bred to look for the positives. We're bred to look for the negatives because the negatives are what tell us that warn us from doing things. They warn us of predators. They warn us of, spoiled food. They warn us of weather events. They warn us from all these things. And those negative thoughts are then created and enforced and positively reinforced to create emotional cycles to allow us to be in that mode. Simply understanding that and acknowledging it has such a profound, at least for me, profound experience on being able to move past it. So it's just, again, really comforting to sort of think about it in just a true scientific way and a very logical way. It makes total sense. Like if you're the caveman and you went out hunting and you got the deer, that's a huge win. That's awesome. That's a positive. You get to eat today. But if you celebrate that positive and you ignore the fact that you now have a dead carcass of filet mignon for a bunch of animals, right? That all the bears and all the other animals are going to want to get that same thing that you just got. If you then don't allow yourself to perceive the potential negatives, the stuff that's around you, that win turns into a loss because you either lose what you caught or a lot worse than that, right? Same thing. You're fishing. Fishing is one of my favorite pastimes. It's fun. It's a blast. You notice the water looks kind of weird, smells kind of weird. You celebrate the win, you caught the fish, but you didn't pay attention to that funky water. Maybe that fish is infected with something because maybe there's something in the water. So again, that's where those negative thoughts always kind of overpower the positive because they save your life. The good thoughts, awesome, fantastic, but the negatives will save your life and keep you going. They prevent the negative effects. They're reinforced, but I really think the negative thoughts create emotional feedback loops. And I really think that is something super important that we tend to overlook as people. We get in these experiences, your mind, your muscles, they're good at things you repeat. So you go to the gym, first time working out, really hard. Feels like it's something you're never going to be able to do again. The more you do it, the more your body gets used to it, the stronger those muscles get, the better off you are, the more you strive for the gym, the more gains you can make. It's all about creating that repetition. Our minds, our muscles, our bodies strive for that repetition, and things get easier over time. Well, the same is true for emotions, right? You start feeling the same emotion, your mind wants to repeat it. It's going to start looking for that same emotion. I learned that with the pain struggle I have, and again, this is part of my therapies through the Ehlers-Danlos, is that when your mind starts noticing pain, it starts looking for pain because there's a comfort in something that's known. We all, as humans, comfort the known, not the unknown. So it starts repeating and looking for those pain signals because subconsciously it feels good. It's known. Same with emotions, right? We start having these emotions. There's a negative feedback loop. There's a positive reward system, if you will, for the wrong reasons. And we start kind of looking for those things because it feels normal and okay. So the key there is changing your thought patterns. Start thinking positive. We have to look at the negatives. That is a key item to our survival. Not in the same extent that it was in caveman days and in evolution and coming up. But you get the really nice car and it's awesome and you're playing with the bells and whistles. You have to have the negative thought of, hey, there could be a deer, there could be somebody else. You have to have those barriers, those thoughts that keep us grounded and keep us driving forward. But that's where positive reaffirmations come in, is starting the feedback loop on the positive things. Start looking at the positives. Analyze the situation, feels good, negative starts to creep in. Allow the negative, you need it, but then go back to, what did I do well? What do I want to do well again? What can I do more of that will give me more positive outcomes? And those affirmations over and over again convince your brain to look for those positives. Simple stuff. Again, to me, it really is, we're talking about it because I read this article and it hit home and I love it. And I'll keep sharing things that hit home to me. Birdseeds, Joe Bird, have a